Welcome back to Cats and Crochet. Today I'm going to go through some basic stitches. I know I've done a bunch of them. I don't remember which ones I've done. So I'm just going to do some. With most any project that you do, unless you're doing it in rounds, and even then you still may need it, you need to know how to do the chain stitch. Okay, simple chain stitch. So in order to do that, you have to know how to do a slip knot. Slip knots are easy. You just, wrap it around, see, and then pull it through. Bing, slip knot. See, it's called slip knot because, it slips. So don't tighten it too tight, okay? You don't want it too tight. And then you're going to hold this little piece here, the one, the end piece. I hold it right there, like right down. Got to hold it in one way or another on this end to keep it taut, okay? Then you're going to take this one, okay? Wrap it around. Actually, what am I talking about? See, I can never even tell you how to do it until I'm actually doing it. I hold this in this finger. This is what I do, like this. I wrap this around this finger like that. Then I hold this. Hold this yarn down here. This is how I do it. And then I have to hold this up here. You got to hold that up there. That's why you have to do it. Because you're going to be able to move this. Okay? So this is your basic way of holding it. Some people hold their hook like a pencil. Hold it however you're comfortable. Believe me, my mother laughed. I think she laughed at me for the way I hold mine. I'm like, dude. Anyway, so you're going to yarn over. That's what yarn over means, okay? Yarn over means when you put it over your hook. And that would be abbreviated in a pattern as YO. Okay? And then you're going to kind of turn your hook a little bit. Why am I fading in and out here? And then pull it through. Okay, see? Then you're going to yarn over. Pull it through. Yarn over, pull it through. And when I was a kid, this is how the very first thing I learned was how to do this. I think I actually started doing it with my fingers to begin with, but hey, that's a whole other thing. And just yarn over, pull it through. Yarn over, pull it through. I also have a tendency to hold this when I do this. Pull it through. Yarn over, pull it through. I think I kind of do it. I don't even know why. It's just me. It's how I do it. I've been doing it for so long, I couldn't tell you why I do it. I mean, I'm 60 years old. I've been crocheting a long time. Let me see. I'm just, pulling a bunch of yarn out here. Okay. We'll do a couple more. Yarn over, pull it through. And in a pattern, this will be abbreviated as CH. Chain would be CH. Yarn over is YO. Okay? All right, now we're going to do a single stitch. Now, when you do a chain, a lot of people will go through the back loops. For the beginning, I'm not going to do that. You would skip this very first stitch if you're doing single crochets. We're going to start with single crochets. So you're going to skip the one stitch, and in the second stitch, you're going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull through that chain, yarn over, and then you're going to pull through both loops. Okay? So then you go to the next one. You insert the hook, yarn over, pull through that first loop, oops, yarn over, pull through two. And now you've got two on there. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull through one loop, yarn over, pull through two. Why is it, you know what? If I get that closer, if it'll stop being so touchy. Doesn't look like it's going to stop being touchy, does it? Hang on. I don't know, but I'll try that. All right, so we're going to go into the next. Now look at it. What is going on with my insert, yarn over, pull through the first loop. Pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, see the next chain? Be careful you don't put it in the same chain. If you kind of just look at the bottom of here, you can see what loop it goes in, because they do pull loose on there. So you go into there, pull, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. I'm just trying to get this stupid thing so it'll stop being so weird. I don't know what's going on with it today. But anyway, we're gonna insert the hook, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through two. See, now that I've got it so far away, I keep wanting to go off the screen. Get back here. So there's our next, here's our next loop, chain. We're going to go through the top one, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over again, pull through two. And then we're going to do this all the way down to the end. Into the loop, chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Okay. And then when we get to the end, I will show you. Okay. Now, here we're at the end. We have a row of single crochets. See? So now, I want to do double crochets. Okay? So, we're at the end of the row. So now if the next row is going to be double crochets. So we're going to chain. We're going to chain 3. That would be your most typical instruction, would be to chain 3. Normally I would chain 2. Then we're going to turn. And when you turn, okay, you want to turn it this way. Okay? You don't want to turn it this way, because if you turn it this way, this yarn it's in the wrong spot. Let's put it that way. And at other times you would see that easier. So we'll turn it this way. Okay? And then, since we chained 3, that means that this first loop right here, this first chain, that one, this is what this one goes in. So we're going to double crochet. We're going to yarn over. Then we're going to go into, we're going to go through both loops here. Make sure you go through both loops. Come on, straighten out. There we go. Okay. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Yarn over again. Now you've got 4 loops on your hook. Pull through 2. You get 2 loops on your hook. Pull through 2 more. Okay. Yarn over. Go through this next stitch. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over. 2. Now, I know I chained to 3 at the beginning of this. And see, this is why I said sometimes I just do 2, because it's very loose right there. That's okay. It's okay, don't worry about it. There is another way to do your begin. My cat, just one of my cats just jumped. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, through 2, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over. I moved so I can actually see in the screen what you're seeing. Yarn over, insert hook into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through the stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. Yarn over into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through there. I've lost track of what I was trying to say. Okay. Yarn over, insert hook into the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have cat hair coming along with it. Yarn over, insert hook into stitch, yarn over, pull through, stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, now we're going to get to the end of this row, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you something other than the chain. All right, so now we're at the end of this row. Okay, now now my next row, okay, it's going to be another row of double crochets, right? I'm going to move this over a little bit because I'm hurting my back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my work, okay, first. Okay. Then this is what it's called a stacked single. Okay. You go, just like you're going to do a single, you go into the chain, you pull up a loop. Okay. Yarn over and pull through. Now we're going to do double. So we're going to see this very first right here. That one there. We're going to put our hook through there, yarn over, pull through there. And then yarn over and pull through. And that is going to be, so you see how that actually goes into the stitch? And it doesn't look like this end. See? So then when we do our next double crochet, I'll just do a couple of them really quick so you can see what I'm talking about. And it gives you a very decent edge too, so that you don't have these things sticking out. Look how nice and neat that one looks compared to that edge. So that's just another way of doing that. Okay, I'm not sure how many different stitches I actually did on the last one of these I did, because I don't think I did a very good job. So it was one of my new first videos I did. Not that these are great by any means, but I think I've hopefully gotten a little bit better. I'm gonna have to put this out just a little wrong direction, Michelle. Wrong direction. Look that way a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish this row with double crochets. Okay, and then I think we'll do some half doubles. Yeah. I got a whole list of ones I want to do. These are like the really basic ones here right now. But there's others that aren't, like the extended half double and the extended double crochet. I don't see those often, but I see them. Like I'm doing a blanket right now that has those. So So they are there. Okay, see, and this is what I don't like about the chain, is that now I have to figure out, I gotta get into the top of this chain, and it's a pain in the butt. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of stick it through wherever it'll go is what I do, because I normally use the stacked singles now. Okay, now we're gonna do half doubles. I don't really know any good way to. I'm just gonna do a. I'm gonna do a. I'm just gonna go like that and do that. That's gonna be my like stacked single for my half double. Okay, to do a half double, you start out the same as you would with a double. Yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over. Now a half double, did I even get that in there? You yarn over and then you just pull through all 3 loops. So you yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3. That was pretty easy. What about, I've done those, a treble. Now the double goes this way and then you insert. A treble, you go around twice. You go into the stitch and you pull up through the stitch. Okay, so you have 4 loops on your hook. Then you go around, yarn over again. You pull through 2 loops. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through 2 loops. So you have 2 on your hook. Yarn over, go through 2. That's a triple or treble. 1, 2. Insert hook into stitch, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Go around twice, into the stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Oh, and I forgot. Which ones did we do? Oh, sorry, single crochet would be SC on your abbreviations. Double crochet is DC. Half double crochet is HDC. Treble crochet is TR. And we'll do some more of those just because we can. And they got stitches like popcorn stitch, shell stitch, V-stitch, you know. And those are like a lot of the common ones. So I don't know which one, if I should, okay. Over twice in the stitch. I will, trying to think which one. Maybe the V-stitch. V-stitch pretty common. Because a lot of times they'll just tell you. Sometimes some patterns will tell you to do a V-stitch. Some will just say to half double, chain 1, half double, or chain 2, whatever. Okay, see, and now we're in the top of the stacked single. So I don't have to hunt for the top. I mean, it's a little like that. I mean, it looks like a stitch, right? So, all right. So now we're going to turn this again. And I'm going to do doubles because I want to do the V-stitch. So I'm going to do a stacked single, which means I go in here, pull up a loop, just like a single crochet. But since I'm doing a row of doubles. I'm going to do it twice because it's for a double crochet. Okay, so there's my, all right, so I'm going to do a double there. Yeah, let's do a regular double here. Now, in the next stitch, I'm going to do a V-stitch. Actually, I'm going to skip one, so it'll be better. And then I'm going to do a V-stitch in here, which is a double crochet. And I'm going to chain 2 because I skipped one. Let's just do one. No, I'm just going to do one. And then I'm going to do another double. You see? Then we're going to skip 2. Skip 1. My bad. We'll do another one in the next. So we're going to do a double crochet. Chain 1. And do another double crochet in the same stitch. See why it's called a V stitch? Because it looks like a V. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody's pattern is different. So they might tell you to skip 2, or they may not have you skip any, but normally you kind of like skip 1 because it keeps the chain, it keeps the stitch count that way, if you notice, because you're doing this. So that covers the one down here that you skipped. Then you add 1, and that covers the one you're in. Then you do your next V stitch, you know what I'm saying? So there you go. V stitches. Not too shabby. Pretty easy stuff. I don't want to get too crazy for beginning people, you know what I'm saying? If you're here looking to figure out how to do stuff, I'm not the best teacher in the world, but I'm willing to show you how I do it. So here we go. And then I'm just going to put a, I don't even know which one's the end one. Actually, I think it's right there. We'll just do that. Yeah. And since these are mostly beginner stitches, why don't we turn our work over? We'll do some slip stitches, because if you're going to do like something in a round, like anything, you could do a lot of things that are round. They call for slip stitches. All you do for slip stitches, you take your hook, you insert it into the next chain, next stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, pull through that stitch. Okay. I'm going to skip that one because it's a chain. I'm going to pull just like this. It's very easy. So it basically just goes along like that. Insert into the stitch, pull up the yarn, and then just pull it through. You only yarn over once. That's just to pull it right through there and then right through there. And it just gives you a nice edge there. See? Simple, simple. Again, I say I don't know what stitches I went over in my last one that I did. I'm going to do this, and I think I might do, because we're getting a little long here, but I'm just doing some slip stitches. I think these basic stitches, if you're just starting out, it's good to know these to begin with. And a slip stitch will be SLST, or, you know, should be SLST. Let's see, the V stitch, obviously just going to say V stitch. Which ones? Did I give you everything else? The abbreviations for them. So if you're trying to read a pattern, you got to know what the abbreviations mean. You have no idea. I have been crocheting since I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. And I've never been able to read a pattern until, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. And that was thanks to YouTube, I'm not gonna lie. But then once I realized, how to do it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so easy. But you have to know what the abbreviations mean, or, how are you gonna do it? So that's why I'm trying to tell you with the stitches and the abbreviation for it. So the chain stitch is CH, a single crochet, SC, slip stitch, SLST, double crochet, DC, half double crochet is HDC, a treble is TR, and the V stitch is V stitch. If you do the standing, not the standing, but the stacked single, it would be STSC. But also, there's another one. We have what we call standing. I'm gonna cut this off. I think. I found my scissors. Cats everywhere. Cooper, where's Mama's scissors? They were just here. He's probably lying on them because what he don't know I got them. All right, let me cut this off because I'm gonna need it. All right, now let's say that I was gonna join a new color to this. I'm not, but let's say I was. And they want me to attach my yarn, chain 3 for a double, you know what I'm saying? And all that crap. Well, I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it with a standing double. So standing double, I'm gonna take my yarn, I'm gonna yarn over. And I am gonna hold this, that's when I hold this yarn down. Not super tight though, because it has to be able to move. Then I'm gonna insert it into the first, or wherever I need to insert it, in there. I'm gonna bring my yarn through, and then I'm just gonna complete this just as I would a regular double crochet. See? And then I would just continue on. Like that. So it would depend on who's writing the pattern and if you're doing, how you're doing things. So they could, I've never actually seen the stacked single in a pattern, to be honest. I've heard it. Oops, sorry. I've heard it. I just haven't seen it. But the standing ones I have. So even a standing single would be, just insert it, pull it through. And that might have the same, initials, abbreviation as a stacked single. So it would depend. But you know what? It's an easy way to figure it out, really, because if they tell you to do a stacked single, you're not going to do it for a row of single crochets because you don't have to stack anything, right? And if you're not changing your yarn and you're not doing a standing single, so then it would be a stacked single, which would be a double, two singles on top of each other. Sure, I just confused the heck out of you, I know. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. But I love the stacked single. I love the standing. Oh, I love the standing singles and standing doubles, which I just did both. I did standing double, then a standing single. So a standing double would be an ST period, usually, and a DC. ST, DC. Standing single, ST, SC. Okay? So that's, we went over quite a few there. And I will get another one going for next time with a little more different ones, maybe the bauble and the cluster and stuff like that. All right, so I will see you guys in the next one. I really hope that you enjoy this and you will like and subscribe and maybe recommend me to some friends because I need friends. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.